Wait, one second. One second.
Oh,
Hold on.
it's itchy.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Let's Talk About Christianity. I'm Zach. This is Keith, and this is Pablo, and we've been known to have a special guest, Peruvian goose. We've been known to have a special guest. It's a Peruvian goose. It kept interrupting Jeff Jenkins as he was on the program last week, as he was talking and tried to make points. It kept interrupting him. And so let's hope it doesn't interrupt anybody today. We may have it on the program once again.
You know, most of our guests are invited, but the goose just, the goose makes its presence known when it wants to.
Pablo, we're not important enough to invite people yet.
Well, here's what's funny is, I had somebody text me, and he actually asked, "Where did the goose come from?" Whose goose was it? Well, it was my goose, because I've got one in my office,
What'd you name
it? Does the goose have a name, Pablo?
Yes, it's called Quack.
Quack.
Yeah, that's the name. My niece is
original. That's
just
original.
name him.
The goose named Quack.
Quack. Yeah, it's been
that's good.
Maybe say 6 years that we own it.
Yeah. Wow,
that's impressive.
So it's just part of the family, huh?
It's the ring bell of the house.
Well, not only is it part of the Calderon family, it's part of the family.
No, it's the doorbell.
The doorbell. Yeah, I knew what you were saying. Yeah,
it's the doorbell of the house.
Well, everybody needs a doorbell, that's for sure. So,
nice.
We want to welcome you to our program today. I think this is episode number 104?
105.
Something like that.
105, 104. Hang on a second, I'll tell you. I got to look it up. But we're excited about. This is 104 today. But we're excited to, be able to say 100, and that's exciting for us. And we are just very appreciative to all of you who have shown so much support to us over this past 2 years, and allowed us to continue to grow. And we hope that we have grown spiritually through this journey together. Yep. And we definitely want to keep that up. We're always looking for new ways to improve, and we appreciate your feedback. And here lately, we've not done a very good job of advertising ourselves, I guess. But we've got a website called Let's Talk About Christianity.com, and I sometimes will write a blog post and put on there.
Yeah.
Used to, but it's been like 4 years.
It's been a while. It's been a while, Keith.
Yeah.
I need to write. I've got a bunch. I just need to put them on there, and I just have never put them on there. I have to write one a week.
Pablo, he's never written anything for us.
I will one. I will read it. I will write
Pablo,
it.
Don't write.
I will.
But we've got the website, our Facebook page, the videos and stuff are on YouTube, also on my YouTube page. But we just appreciate you, our listeners. And over the past several weeks, we've had several guests other than the goose. But this week we do not. We're working on getting some good guys on here soon, but this week it's just us.
Sorry about your luck.
Yeah, just
sorry about it.
So let's see, Zach, what's going on in Paintsville?
Well, I do have two things. First off, I was watching Indiana Jones the other night. Okay, classic movies, Keith. Pablo, have you ever seen Indiana Jones?
I see. It's very related to Peru too.
I was watching. It was the Temple of Doom. It was Temple of Doom. I was watching that one, and there's a character in Indiana Jones, and the character is Short Round. You know who Short Round is, Keith?
Yes.
And I was sitting there watching that movie, and I thought, hey, thought in the brain, Pablo is short round when we go to Peru. He gives us directions. He gets us out of trouble. He lets us know what's going on and when things are happening. He is short round. So Pablo's now short round in my mind. And second of all,
Oh,
I said, well, I'm getting married in
that's
11 days, 10 days. Next, not this Saturday, but the next Saturday, getting married. So that's big news. That's pretty big news. And then I won't be here the following week because we're going on honeymoon to Nashville. And then let's see. Oh, we've got a gospel meeting coming up. So any of those who are in our area, I would encourage you to go to that. It will begin. It will begin on the 13th. No, it began on the 8th. Yeah, it begins. No. It begins on the 13th and it goes to the 16th, I think. I can't remember. Jason Rolo. It's not this weekend. It's not the next weekend, but it's the next weekend.
Will you be there? Will you be there for it?
Yes, I will.
Okay. So it's not the 8th then.
No, it's not the 8th. It's the 13th. Yeah. Is what it is. Yeah.
Right.
Or 14th.
Get Miranda to check your calendar. She
I'll let her check my calendar.
Yeah.
I'll ask her for permission.
Pablo, what's happening in Callao?
Callao, after the mission trip that some of the members being in Chimbote, it was a good report.
That, San Borja went up there this past weekend. Yes?
Yes, San Borja was the last week. And that this week was the last week before San Borja was Callao. Fernando was in charge of that trip. And this Saturday, we are holding a preacher's meeting. So we're going to do the schedule for the next years for the churches, like conferences or meetings like this. So it will be good. Yeah, I'm excited.
Awesome.
Let's see.
What's going on with you, kid?
Well, is he there?
He froze, but he asked what's going on with you.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, what's going? No, I was going to say Fernando. I will never forget the very first time I was in Peru. I was speaking there at Callao, and Fernando introduced me, and I have no idea what he said, but he said up there, and he says something, and everybody busts out laughing, and then he goes, "Hermano Kit," and it was I don't know about me. But everybody
I remember the laugh and
yes,
yeah.
Fernando's a very funny guy.
Yeah, he is a good leader at the church too.
I think he's a funny guy because I didn't understand what he said, but everybody else laughed. So
he must be funny.
Anyway, what's going on here? We've just got back to school stuff going on right and left. We had a teen devo a week ago Sunday night after services. We will be having a preteen devo and get together shortly. We've got a gospel meeting coming up in October, and I'll tell you more about that as the time draws nigh. But I think, September is going to be a busy month. There's no doubt about that. But what month isn't busy anymore? But we've got several good things going on, and
I have one more announcement. What you done, Keith?
Go ahead.
Prestonsburg has a gospel meeting going on this Sunday throughout the week with Eddie Kraft. And so I would encourage any of you all who are in the area, whether you're in Floyd, Pike, or Johnson County, or Martin County, or wherever, to go down there. I'm going to go down there and listen to him. I love Eddie Kraft. He preaches it, and he brings it every single time, and he does not mince words. And he is one of the most knowledgeable people I think I've ever met. He's just fantastic. fantastic. And so if you have the opportunity to go down there throughout the week,
Well, good.
I would definitely encourage that.
Glad he's there at Prestonsburg this week. We've got in our neighborhood, Willie Franklin is going to be at Essex here.
Okay.
Weekend, I think it is. And if you've never heard Willie Franklin, you certainly need to. But anyway, October the 5th, Matt Wallen came on a couple of weeks ago. And by the way, I want to get Matt back on here when he gets back from Hawaii.
Yeah, I saw that. That's awesome.
He is going to be going to the church in Maui and working with the church in Maui for a couple of weeks. And
Wow.
I've got a friend who is, well, actually, you guys know him, Terry Frizzell. Terry Frizzell is there now working with this church. And I want to hear more about the work there in Maui because it really is a mission work. And we think, oh, Hawaii, well, that's in the United States. Yes, it is in the United States, but it might as well, as far as mission fields go, it might as well be in a foreign country. And, sometimes we get that stigma of, well, it's in the United States, so is it really a mission work? And plus, it's in Maui.
And let's be honest here. If you've got to go do mission work. And Terry Frizzell right there in Hawaii doing mission work, man, that's fantastic. If you got to do mission work, what better place to go to?
The thing about it is
scenery.
He's really there doing mission work. He's in Maui, but or on Maui, but it is, with the exception of having food that you can eat and not having to have a translator, it really is a mission field. And I think sometimes we forget that, that it's not. But I really want to try to get Matt. I don't think Terry will come on the program. He doesn't like us, but we've never been able to get him on.
I think he just don't like you, Keith.
Well,
he likes us.
Maybe I'll take a week off and you can get him on here. But I would love to hear more about it. And here's the reason why. From talking to him while he's been over there, this church in Maui really doesn't have many contacts here on the mainland, and they need help. And it's one of those situations of we don't know how to help them because we don't know what they need and things like that. So I would love to try to learn more and maybe try to find them some help.
Yeah.
But
use the program as a platform.
But anyway, Matt Wallen was on a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about the National Door Knocking Day that's coming up October the 5th. And the idea of door knocking, and we talked about this some when he was on the program, but the idea of door knocking is viewed by many as being an antiquated means of reaching people.
Traditional.
But it is, it is as old school as it gets, and it is as biblical as it gets. Now, we go to places like Peru, and of course we were there in Chimbote just a short couple of months ago, but Chimbote, that's the primary means of reaching people is going and knocking on doors. I think that we've probably got a lot of Christians who have never knocked on a door. Now, over the years, but between the three of us, there have been thousands of doors that we have knocked on. But a lot of people have not. A lot of people are afraid to knock on doors. Mm-hmm. And it is, something that's a little intimidating. Zach, you're not on Paintsville Lake today. You are in the office, which is kind of weird because I'm not today.
I know.
I
We switched roles.
it's a beautiful day. I'm in Veterans Park, and that is an F4 sitting behind
That's a
me.
big. That's a big plane.
At one point flew off of the decks of the USS Enterprise.
Awesome.
But so anyway, I came outside. What was my point in saying?
I don't know.
Oh, Zach, you're there.
Yes, about
Close
sad in
to,
Paisville.
Paintsville Lake, and every spring when it starts warming up, the first time you go swimming, you're always like, oh, that water's gonna be cold.
Oh yeah. Oh.
And then you're like, I'm just gonna jump in.
Yeah. You got to jump in. You just got to get it over with. You just got to
jump in. And then once you get in that water the first time, you're good.
Yeah. Once you get used to it, you're fine. 100%.
Well, I think door knocking is a lot that way. If you haven't done it in a while, or if you've never done it before, you may be going, can't we just stick a toe in and test the water a little bit?
Right.
But that's not going to work.
No.
And so I think a lot of people are like, I'm not getting in that water. I'm just not going to do it.
And it's since I've been at Paintsville, member at Paintsville, which has probably been, I don't know, 10 or more years since my family moved here. I've been part of probably three door knocking campaigns just in our community, and we did door knocking. We didn't do door knocking. We did scheduled Bible studies in Peru when we went this winter, which that's how that trip goes. You do scheduled, whereas the mission trip in June is door knocking. But we've done 3 here in the community door knocking campaigns, and I've been a part of a couple political campaigns where we've gone door to door and so on and so forth. And people are scared of it. It's like this wall of fear that people just don't want to go around. They just want to keep it there. They want to keep it at a distance. They want nothing to do with it. And it's just because people are afraid. And I think the reason that people are afraid is because they're afraid that they're going to get a question from a person, or they're going to get a comment from a person that, one, they can't answer, and two, that is going to be, I guess the word would be, degrading to the church. They would get a comment towards the church that, may be in a mean fashion, in an insulting fashion, and they just don't want to put themselves in that situation. And we went, I'll finish up right here. We went and did one for Oath, and we knocked on a door in the community, and one of the people who came out of that house actually made a comment. And it was a comment to the effect, oh, yeah, you all are the church that believes you're the what, Keith?
Only one's going to heaven.
Yeah. And so, and how do you respond to that? Well, you respond to it with love. You say, well, we believe you follow the word of God, you're a member of his body, you're a member of his church, and you will go to heaven. Continue, Keith.
Okay,
Sorry.
so let me start out by saying, and Pablo, you jump in anytime you want to, but
yes.
When you encounter someone who is rude, please keep in mind that is a defense mechanism of that person.
Yes.
And also going along with that, you knock on a door, someone comes to the door, they are rude to you. You don't know what's going on the other side of that door. You don't know if they are sick. You don't know if they are in pain. You don't know if, you don't know what's going on. And so sometimes it's a defense mechanism, and sometimes it's not about you at all.
Nope.
So let me kind of switch it for a second. If I can I can't get on the other side of the camera, but put yourself in the position of you are having your door knocked on. Okay, somebody is knocking on your door. You know how you feel. And whether it is someone who is knocking doors for a religious person or a purpose or a political purpose or selling something, The same questions go through everybody's mind.
Yeah.
And because you have experienced this yourself. You want to know who that person is. You want to know why they're standing on your porch, and you want to know when they're going to get off your porch.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Those three questions. And that is true whether we are knocking doors in Paintsville or Sykeston or in Callao. People want to know, who are you? What do you want? And when are you going to leave? So, and Zach, this is sort of a roundabout way of answering the argument or the question that you posed of, people are afraid that they're going to get asked a question that they don't know how to respond to. So when you are knocking doors for now, this is a little different than when we're knocking doors like in Chimbote or Nauta, because we were knocking those doors for the purpose of trying to get Bible studies right then.
Yes.
If someone wanted to study the Bible, we stopped what we were doing and we studied the Bible with them right then. But for our purposes, I would suggest not necessarily making that your goal as you are knocking doors.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I say that is, when you go out to knock doors, go out to knock doors. If someone wants to study, set a time, some other time, and come back to that house and follow up with them later. If they have questions, let them know. Those are good questions, but can we come back later and talk about those? And the reason for that is that's answering that third question. When are you going to go away? Let people know up front that you're not there to tie them up, and you're there to make initial contact, and that you're going to be moving on at that point. Now, if you are more comfortable and you feel like you are ready to answer any question that might come up, then you could go ahead and have a study at that moment in time. But just the way that our country works, most of the time we want to knock on a door, make that initial contact, and move on.
Well, if you remember correctly, when Matt was speaking about that door knocking day that we're going to do, and in fact, they've got over, I think, 500 congregations now that have signed up for that. Last I saw on Facebook. I mean, they shattered their goals for this year, and they're setting new goals already.
But we're
going to do it.
Yeah,
and,
we're going to do it.
Anyway, when he was talking about door knocking, when he was talking about setting up Bible studies, one of the things that he said that would get your foot in the door, that would help you eliminate some of the tension that you are going to have when you knock from door to door in a community, is he said, why don't we just pray? Why do you have anything going on in your life? Okay, well, let's say a prayer for you. Can we come in and say a prayer for you? Or can we pray with you? And so on and so forth. And he said that is a big eliminator of tension that you're going to get when you're going from door to door knocking in a community. And I thought that really stuck with me, because I was thinking, a lot of times, what do we say when we open the door? Hey, we're from the Paintsville Church of Christ. Do you want to have a Bible study? And in smaller communities, I don't know how it is in Sykeston, but in smaller communities, people will be like, they already have preconceived notions about your church, about what you stand for, and so on and so forth. And when you live in a community that's very denominationally rooted, it becomes much more difficult. But if you open the door and say, hey, we're from the Paintsville Church of Christ, and we were just wanting to know if you have any needs that you need to take care of, or if you want to pray with us, or if you need anything from us, and so on and so forth, and that may eliminate some of the tension in door knocking.
When we go to every door, to every person that is going with us, for example, from Callao, where we say, introduce yourself, at least who are us, no? Where are we coming?
Yeah.
we don't use so much the question, do you know about the Church of Christ? We change the question like, would you like to know about the Church of Christ?
Yeah.
Both question might be fine, but we use more the question, would you like to know more about the church? And if the person in the door is interested, we don't say, "Will you want a Bible study?" We say, "I always use, would you like? Can I share a verse of the Bible with you?" Okay, and I choose John 3:16. And at the time that you are speaking, you have to see what is around. Maybe the lady is she's with wet hands, she's cooking, and she has not a lot of time. Or there are kids just doing a mess behind her. So I like when we had an interview with 2 weeks ago, and I made a question, what we do when we go to every door, do we invite the people for the church, or we present the gospel of Christ? I don't know how it's in the States, because I can tell in the States, private is very important, or privacy.
Yes.
I think so. That makes me think that you don't have so many chances to have a conversation with a person in the door front. Well, in Peru and Costa Rica, I've been there too, and Bolivia. I don't know about the other countries in South America, but I can tell people it's more reliable, no? You have a conversation of more than 5 minutes here. So how do you handle that, guys, when you go to a private house in the States?
I think it's very important that you take something to leave with them. And as Zach pointed out, it's very important that you present it in such a way that tensions are relieved. But as you pointed out, Pablo, we don't often have the opportunity for extended conversations at doors here in the United States. And so it's important that you take something to leave with them. And, that's going to be very, very important. But hey, we are already running out of time. We've got about
it goes by so quick, Keith.
Here. It does. And I'm actually going to be preaching about that this Sunday.
Wow, it was so quick.
Yes. But we can sum it up as we have so many times before. Go. There are souls who need the gospel. Go. But we want to thank you very much for listening to our program, and we appreciate you very much as our listeners. We hope that it's our hope and it's our goal and our aim that maybe we can do something to make your day a little better. Cue the goose.
No goose this morning.
we heard we heard it a little bit in the background.
No, I did.
It didn't interrupt nobody.
He's sleeping.
Oh,
okay. All right. So, guys, thanks for listening. Zach, thank you. Pablo, thank you. And we will
thank you.